Hi everyone. Thanks for coming out to our third annual open mic night. I'm Emma.
I'm Yuki. We're interns at the W.O.W project.
For those who don't know, the W.O.W project is a community initiative that focuses on preserving Chinatown's culture and history through arts and activism programming. So this open mic night is the fourth and final event in our Chinatown Movements series, which is a series of events that highlight historic and contemporary social movements in the neighborhood. It's actually the first of its kind to engage community members in understanding how we can learn and build from Chinatown's historic social movements to address similar pressing present-day concerns.
So we'd like to give a big thank you to the Chinatown Movement series team, Huang Bi Chan, Mei Lam, Diane Wong, Em-hee, and Jay Levine. Thank you so much for an amazing and inspiring and generative season of programming. I'd also like to thank our fellow intern, Alicia, for all your support, and Joy for helping us out today. And last but not least, I'd like to give Emma a big shout out and thank you. She planned this entire program at night, so thank you so much.
So WOW is currently fundraising for our fourth year of programming. We're working to reach our halfway mark, 12.5K, by the end of the day tomorrow. Donations will go directly towards developing our public programs, youth internships, storefront artist residency, and our new makers residency.
So if you'd like to donate, you could go onto our Instagram and check out the link in our bio or our website. And if you'd like to share any language or stuff about the fundraiser with your network, we'd be happy to share language or media assets with you as well after tonight. Yeah.
So since much of our work is place-based, we just like to do a land acknowledgement before we start. We have to acknowledge the layers of displacement and dispossession that have taken place, specifically structures of settler colonialism that perpetuate ongoing violence towards indigenous people. So I want to acknowledge that Manhattan's Chinatown is on Lenape land. We're on Lenape territory. And I just want to take a moment to reflect on what it means to be occupying indigenous territory, especially those of us who are settlers, recent immigrants included.
So now we'd just like to establish some community guidelines and intentions for the night, and just state what is welcome and not welcome in this space. So language, comments, or content that are or perpetuate racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, classism are not welcome. But positive affirmations and actions and behaviors that foster an uplifting environment definitely are. If you'd like to share your pronouns as well, that would be great. But that is a challenge by choice.
So each performer will have 10 to 15 minutes. Alicia's over there in the blue. And we'll hold up warning signs and play a sound to signal when your time limit is reached.
So, that all being said, let's introduce our first performer, Emperatiz, who is a Chinese-Colombian writer, game designer, and educator based in Brooklyn and from the American Southwest. Let's give Emperatiz a warm welcome.
Hi, thank you.
I'll give her a sec.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Emperatiz, and I'm Chinese Colombian. So one side of my family is from China, the other side's from South America. I'll be sharing 7 poems with you tonight that are mostly in English but have like some Chinese and some Spanish throughout it. And this whole like Chinatown movement stuff is really important to me because the Chinatown that my great grandparents are from, in Riverside, California, was like lost in the 1920s, and there's been like a lot of effort to try to like keep things like the memory of things going, but so this kind of work is important to me as well. So the first poem is called Dear Imperial Lotus. Bloom away from muddy water. Train tracks run west to touch east to connect you back home. San Francisco never had it easy. Roll into the mud, clay mixture on Angel Island skin so soothing. Lie on the bridge, it shakes. Sun-kiss, sunburn, clouds pinned to the sky, Lianhua can't touch home. We hug walls of the tunnel. Golden candles light our way, roots torn when lifted out of the Middle Kingdom earth, implanted elsewhere. May Jihua Ren bloom from Shuitong drops. Nishu Zhongguo Ren Ma, code for Are You One of Us? Nishu Naguo Ren, code for What Are You, Where Are You From? Rare hybrid, Nan Mei beckons la flor de loto to face el sur. Tongues tumble, dance to catch unfamiliar tones. This next one's called Landfall. Huanghua seeds take flight. Land in the new world. How may li the tierra? A quien le importa? What characters adorn birth announcements? Deep red colors the past. Trapped in spaces between petals, what more will unify you? Weave flowers, weave words you don't want to believe. Cuentos de hadas from distant lands. Scent of jasmine. Molihua knots, entangled soil. Rough cement leave behind, sweet fragrance leaves, bitter tea. Marchita todo lo que toca. Reminder that your lived experience is singular. Feel sand stick to invisible film. You breathe in through all your senses. Bamboo sea beckons Sichuanhua to ring from the terrace. And while they aren't Guangdong Ren from your childhood, they love all the same. You are the Waiguo Ren, product made in America, shrouded in exoticism, gift for the ghost. Baijiu warms the lips, jolts the system. Energy extends below ground, combats impulses. This next one is this next one is called Tierra de Ensueño de Luz y de Amores. Meihua florecen at the edges of Shihu. Soft purples paint pictures in sus palmas, celestial reflection never to fade. The scent of wind changes porque el viento envelops you in light. Na xie huar fill every diaulo. Fragrance-filled asks, will you come home this year? Porque mi sombra no toca those borders of your homeland. Cachepay está muy lejos de aquí. Fruit quenches little, where rhythm breaks that silence we all hold so dear. Because people say they don't care for perfection, but they are lying. This next one's called An Inland Empire Built on Oranges. Inland empires, open hills, groves, down the avenue, Chenghua planted. At the heart-string trans-Pacific lines of fiction. Who wouldn't want it any other way when the festival shuts down? City council cancels, no way to fill streets safely, so cut the violent street fairs. It all happens on humid nights. Cool off under palms, leaves fan out to protect color, springs from cells, browns the skin so you don't want sun washed over you. Scrub color off under yellow light, believe soap reverses pigmentation. Forearm against forearm. Shades change with seasons, where spring equinox melts winter complexion. No umbrella, no shade can shield you from penetrating rays, embedded in DNA. Color bursts into pulp. So this is the second to last one. Una generación de mujeres fuertes. Granite disconnects reflections. Scarred earth cuts deep, forces that pain in the rib cage to pulse. Exoskeleton cracks from pressure. El vapor del hielo floods the respiratory system. Stand at the disjointed center. Marble and bricks can't shape into adobe homes. What legacy were you born into? Fusing adopted histories. Disfrútalo, porque las luchadores de tu sangre no pudieron llegar aquí. And this last one is Tomb Sweeping Day. Mei Gui, daughter of Wang Sai-chuk, resident of Riverside from about 1910 to 1916. Qingming Jie upon us, date of death not specified, return to China unknown. Who left Gomben village? It's all out of the database. We perform in your living room. Fabricated dynasty, long collapsed. Those children escape you the way you escaped Toisan. Dialect lost, family name crumbled to Anglophone sounds. Brush strokes resist tradition. Bloodlines weaken, dilute responsibility. Footnote 12. Not all Chinese immigrants dying in Riverside were buried in the community. Chinese family associations, funeral organizations, and friends acting for relatives frequently shipped remains to China for internment. Some remains in Olivewood Cemetery were later disinterred and shipped back to China, according to cemetery records. See Chinese America, History and Perspectives, 1988. Thank you.